Hey guys, Anthony Massimino with Remediation 911. Today we're out on a project that we've been working on. It's actually a customer that's had hurricane damage from Hurricane Ian. We're now, 15 months post-hurricane. Unfortunately for these people, they haven't had an opportunity to get this work done because insurance hasn't paid them yet. The only thing that's been fixed is their roof. But I'm here today to talk a little bit and educate you a little bit on windows and how they're really the overlooked aspect of a home after a storm. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look to see if there's any kind of damage that's here. And obviously you could see all the discoloration that's on the floor here, that there's water damage and there's water intrusion in this home. So we're right now doing a passive dry with dehumidifiers. We have an air scrubber and an air mover in here because the probability of there being mold here is very high. Mold can grow in 72 hours, and this has been here for 15 months. So we can't cut this open. They don't have the money to do it until they get things settled with their insurance company. So we're just trying to mitigate damages right now. The reason why I'm doing this today is to really talk to you a little bit about you and your opportunity to have your windows checked by Remediation 911 after this storm. You have your statute of limitation is 2 years. So 2 years from the time that the storm hit is what you have to open up your claim or reopen up your claim and say, hey, we have issues with windows. These are some of the gadgets that we use when we come out. This is a FLIR, forward-looking infrared, and it's showing temperature changes. And basically what we're looking at is, if you could see that the very corner of the room here is at 82 degrees. When I move this just on the wall, it will jump all the way up to 87 degrees. So a good indicator for us and why we use thermal imaging is to quickly detect where there's a temperature change, because a temperature change will usually indicate moisture. This is our moisture meter. Our moisture meter, once we've diagnosed areas in which we think are wet, we'll use this to collaborate that. So this particular corner right here that we showed up with our thermal, you can see it's 99% saturation. This is soaking wet. We've had machines in here running for about a week, just doing a passive dry, trying to minimize any kind of a mold bloom so that they don't end up having some kind of science project bloom in their master bedroom. So right now, what we're doing is we're just going ahead and checking to see what the moisture content is, but you can also see the damage that's on these wood floors here, and the probability of there being mold underneath the floor here is very high. This particular woman happens to be immunosuppressed. They're not even living in their master bedroom anymore. Windows are the most overlooked of all the damage that happens to the homes. So just to give you a quick understanding, it's not so much even about the wind speed pressing up against a window, because most everybody has shutters up. It's about the pressure differential between the outside atmosphere and the inside atmosphere of this house. And that's what causes windows to fail. That's what causes breaches that will show up after. Now, we just had a tremendous rainstorm here in Cape Coral that produced 9 inches of rain in less than 24 hours. That's where this is coming from. Not only that, it came with a lot of wind. So now we've got wind-driven rain. Instead of rain just falling from the sky, it's being pushed by wind. You really need to pay attention to this. You have 2 years of statutory limitation to submit either a supplemental or reopen up your claim. Remediation 911 is here to help you determine whether or not these windows are leaking. We use thermal imaging, we use moisture mapping, we use smoke testing to determine whether or not these are actually leaking, that we can qualify it and prove that to your insurance company. You have till September of 2024 to have these windows inspected and see whether or not your windows have been damaged through the hurricane.